The whole of my project, which, as I say, is called Life to the Full, is very much inspired from my own journey. And whilst this is not about me, I'd like to just share for the next 2 or 3 minutes a little bit of my journey, perhaps to help people to see having spiritual guidance, spiritual direction is transforming. And it's a very unique journey for each of us, and it's a day-to-day journey. So my journey won't reflect the journey of anybody else, but it's a journey to life, and that will be the common theme for all of us, in whatever our circumstances. So I'll show you a few slides as we go through, and this is my journey then in 2 or 3 minutes from law to Lima and life to the full. So I was a very busy solicitor in a high street practice for over 20 years. And whilst that was meaningful in many ways with the people I worked with my clients, I was searching for something more in life. And for many years I was searching, and I used to say my prayers and ask God for a miracle. And finally, a miracle came. I was given the chance to take 6 months out from my law practice. In 100 years of the practice, nobody had ever been given that opportunity. So I had read an article in one of the Sunday newspapers about somebody, a young journalist, who'd been to a place called St. Antony, which was a retreat centre in North Wales, and how fascinated they were by what happened at these retreat centres. And I dug out that article and I thought, right, I've got 6 months. I've never been on retreat, but I'm going to go one at the beginning, one at the middle, and one at the end of my 6 months, just to see if God's given me this time, what does he want me to learn from it? And that's exactly what I did. And on my first retreat at St. Antony, it was 8 days. And yes, it's in silence, and I'm not a silent person. But in the silence of that, I discovered, much to my own surprise, never mind everybody else's, that from the meditations I was given, from the spiritual guidance, exercises, the tools, day by day, meeting with my wonderful spiritual guide, I quickly realised I was not going to go back to my law firm. That was not life-giving for me. And I didn't go back. And life began in a very exciting way. So we have a picture, I think now, of St. Antony, which is the most beautiful retreat house in North Wales. So that is where the BBC filmed most of The Big Silence, which can still be viewed. And people come from across the world, and people from many different faiths come, which is wonderful. So from there, I carried on going on retreats and lots of other activities and holidays in between, but I kept going back because I knew I was on a journey. And during those spiritual direction sessions, I gradually was led to do what we call the big retreat in life, which is 30 days in silence, one-to-one, each day for an hour with my spiritual guide, who gave me things to meditate on. Poems, nature, walk in nature, artwork to meditate on or to actually do, very creative things as well as very much biblical based, scripturally based. And in the 30 days, somebody passed me the address of Mother Teresa of Calcutta's religious brothers, the missionaries of Charity Brothers. And we probably have a picture at the moment of 3 of the brothers that are in Manchester. And I'd never heard of these brothers, even though I've lived in the Manchester area all my life. And after my 30-day retreat, I decided that I was going to go and visit them. Long story there, not time for it at the moment. Safe to say, I felt very at home. The brothers care for the poorest of the poor in whichever country they are in. And I started to help from doing the most simplest of tasks. From there, I was led on to opportunities to volunteer with the brothers in different countries, including in Lima, Peru, where the brothers have a home for now 25 severely disabled boys. They are men, grown men, mentally, physically disabled. And we probably have a couple of photographs now of one of those boys who is called Ricardito. And Ricardito is the absolute joy of my life. Who would ever have thought that in the poverty, and yes, at times dangerous streets of Peru, I would discover absolute joy with boys who know nothing about who I am, what I do. They don't care about things of the world. They just want to be loved. And the amazing thing is, I've been back 19 times now. I've been enabled, whilst I've been there, to do things I always wanted to do. Way back when I was at school, to paint. I've painted murals on the walls of the home in Peru. Maybe we've got some photographs of me painting away there. Simple scenes of Scotland, bright colours. And then I was given a chance to volunteer with the brothers in the juvenile prison in Lima. And I used to give art classes there. I still do when I go. And again, we've probably got some photos of the mural on the wall in the huge chapel of the Maranguita prison in Lima. And this was something that I painted with two of the boys. The boys were the stars. I just painted the background, but their artwork was astonishing. That was a 4-week project and so many adventures. And I've been 19 times and it's absolutely transformed my life in a way I could never have imagined. But by tapping in each day to what am I feeling? What's giving me life? What's draining me of life? And gently, gently making changes along with what God is showing me, that led me on my journey. And it's a journey for all of us. And that is what Life to the Full project is about.